This government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup.
The scene takes place during the Cuban Missile Crisis. You have to transport yourself back to 1963 and understand the grave risk was if missiles landed on the island of Cuba, it meant that the entire eastern seaboard of the United States was vulnerable to a sudden nuclear attack. In the midst of all that, all alone in the apartment, Bob's left to kind of figure out how to kind of deal with what he's in the middle of and in this city.
There was this fear of this idea of nuclear war as they were growing up. It was the undercurrent of the political landscape.
If invasion is
Jim has a wonderful balance of having a sense of what he's after and why he's doing what he's doing. And even though it was a true history, he allowed a measure of discovery and creation within it that he knew could elevate it to something universal.
It built the death planes. It built all the bombs. You had in your mansion all the young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. Let me ask you one question. Is your money that good?
From a writer's point of view, it's a really interesting setup for a relationship because these two end up making out and getting into bed together without having had much of a scene together in the movie, other than an introduction at a club and him kind of throwing some barbs her way and her being wowed by him, and then running into each other in the middle of the Cuban Missile Crisis at the gaslight, and then just coming together. And shit happens like that in life.
Who apparently had no illusion. The feeling in official Washington after one of the most frightening weeks.
The interesting thing about that Blowin' in the Wind scene was I really remember it being like any other day on this movie, in the sense that we got there, we blocked it out, we had the dialogue in front of us, and I feel like that scene, like many of the scenes in this movie, is a real testament to Jim's writing. In my case, I can't speak for Monica. There's about 8 different things going on in that scene. There's the grogginess in a very simple sense. There's a marijuana hit. There's the end of a global crisis.
The Cuban problem will still be there for us.
Well, that's it.
There's the tension of a morning after with someone you're not really with, particularly when you're with someone else. There's the tension of that person being in your apartment. There's a song I'm working on. There's the tension of her wanting my song. There's the tension of 2 people singing together. There's the tension of 2 people singing together with their clothes off. And that's all Jim's doing, really.
Who taught you to play?
Well, I taught myself, really. Picked up a few licks at the carnival.
At the carnival.
Oh yeah, there was singing cowboys that come through, teach me all sorts of funny chords. And they pass through in the shows in Kansas or Dakotas. Yeah, these chords I learned from a cowboy named Wigglefoot.
You were in a carnival. You are so completely full of shit. I had lessons as a kid, normal lessons. I write too. I'm not sure there's a way to learn that.
Too hard.
Excuse me?
You tried too hard to write.
Really?
Yeah, if you're asking.
I wasn't.
Sunsets and seagulls, smell of buttercups. Your songs are like an oil painting at the dentist's office.
You're kind of an asshole, Bob.
Yeah, I guess.
When you work with wonderful actors like these two, you can say too much. When you even have 2 colors the actors are playing both at the same time. Specifically, like thinking about Joan, there's a level where this guy's talent astounds her, and then there's a level where this guy's talent annoys her. And they both can exist at the same time, but I don't think we had to discuss that. Like, I think it's just something Monica got.
Play this. There's just a big piece of this, which is falling in love with someone and that being messy and the two of them not being able to navigate two very big egos in the room.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand?
And so coming at this from Joan's perspective, that's like the only thing I was sort of hoping to achieve, in addition to all those other things, that there be some recognizable moment somewhere where the power of what he's written just really lands on Joan, and as a vehicle for us seeing that the power of what he's written is going to land on the entire folk world and then on the entire world.
So my friend is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Timmy had so much preparation under his belt. He was so deeply in character as Bob, and I just felt so much trust in him showing up for these scenes.
How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can
Timothy was born with a musical sense. He'd get the guitar and the harmonica and play. I was just sitting there watching this guy thinking, oh my God, he's recreating it.
How many times can a man turn his head, pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
It was just an experience of being very present in the moment with what was on the page and trusting Jim's vision for the scenes. We could just show up as our versions of these characters and let the story unfold very presently.
How many times must a man look up?
These words are relevant, the times they're changing is relevant. Blowing in the wind is relevant, past is present is future.
How many heirs must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The moment the song ends and you hear kind of the sound of the garbage trucks out the door and children going to school, but you're also left with the very question Joan asks him in the aftermath of the song, which is like, what is this?
So this is what?
I don't know.
And that scene felt so truthful and grounded, and I think that's what Jim does so beautifully. He's always searching for the truth.
There's a discovery of what these characters come to mean for each other. It's a part of the emotional stakes.
Have you recorded that song?
No, not yet.
What they've each encountered in one another is someone who can do something the other can't,
You should let me try it.
which produces both competition and admiration and sparks.